Welcome to Desolation, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the ring with Seth Rollins and Rosie. Hold on. What, Legion of Doom is here? Rollins and Rosie's first tag team matches against the Legion of Doom. Hawk and Animal. Hawk entering the ring and Animal behind him. What a match we have here tonight in the tag team division. Here we go. Rosie starting off the match against Animal. Walk up. Two big competitors. Animal shoves them back. Goes around, waist slog by Rosie with the arm drag. Rosie rolls back, and Rollins makes the tag. Springboarding off Rosie with a drop kick, sending Animal back to the corner, and in comes Hawk. Rollins with a Hurricane Rana, but Hawk too powerful, picks him up. An Animal and Hawk neck breaker powerbomb combination by the Legion of Doom, and a shoulder tackle by Animal. Animal off the back of Rollins, sends him back down to the mat, but Rollins rolls through with Animal, hits the ropes, goes for that kick, but Animal able to catch the leg, has him up by the waist, German suplex, and Hawk comes in with a clothesline, flying in clothesline. They make the tag there, Animal with the knee, picking up Rollins. Hawk comes back with the elbow, Animal sending Rollins into the elbow of Hawk. Hawk's got Rollins up. Rollins off the back. Kick to the midsection off the back of Hawk. Rollins underneath the legs of Hawk. Has the headlock. Got a nice tight headlock. I say that just as Hawk sends him off into his corner. Animal got his fingers bit for holding Rollins back, and then Rollins with a Pele, but runs into Hawk's clothesline. Hawk rushes in, gets a boot to the face. Rollins comes in with a Hurricane Rana, and again Hawk too powerful for the Hurricane Rana. Animal makes the tag up to the top rope, and an elbow drop powerbomb combination that time. The Legion of Doom dominating Rollins. Neck breaker there by Animal, picking Rollins back up. Powerbomb. Rollins off the back, kick to the midsection. Goes for the tag, and he makes the tag. Took him a second to get his bearings from the beating from the Legion of Doom. Rosie comes in with a spiral cross body, but gets caught. And then Rollins drop kicking his partner to send him down into Animal. Rollins with a Hurricane Rana and a Hawk off the apron. And now Rosie firing up on Animal. Turns him around. Big forearm. Flying enziguri. Rosie has him up. Animal off the back. Has Rosie reverse DDT position, but Rosie powers him up. What a power slam by Rosie. Able to power up Animal. Rollins makes the tag. Phoenix splash. Rollins and Rosie looking good against two absolute legends of the business. Rosie just gets hung up on the ropes and runs back into his partner, and they clash. In the center of the ring, Animal makes the tag to Hawk. Clothesline to Rollins. Clothesline to Rosie. Hawk flapjack to Rollins on top of Rosie and builds Rollins back in. But Rollins lands on his feet and a knee to the midsection of Hawk. Has him up for a powerbomb. Rollins. Buckle bomb into his partner. Into the corner. Animal comes in. Gets pulled to the center of the ring and then curb stomped in the center of the ring by Rollins. Animal's down, Hawk's up. Hawk rushes at Rollins, but Rollins leapfrogs him, and Hawk runs into Rosie and gets fall away slammed down to the mat right next to his partner. And now Rosie piling him onto his partner. Hawk and Animal piled up center of the ring. Phoenix splash, but they move out of the way just in time. Rosie rushes in, gets taken out of the ring, back body drop by Animal, and Animal now has Rollins up, electric chair. Oh no, Doomsday device! Springboard Doomsday device! And the cover, that's it. No Rosie there to break it up. Hawk pulls himself up, runs into Rosie. Rosie rushes Hawk hard back into the corner. Now he's in the opposite corner, gets back body dropped by Animal, but he lands it in a cannonball into the corner on Hawk. Rollins ripcord knee on Animal, taking him out. What a performance by Rollins and Rosie here tonight against the Legion of Doom. Do you think they have a chance of winning this tag team match? I think they have a chance. Look at that powerbomb into Rollins' boots, and then the neckbreaker, swinging neckbreaker by Rosie. Curb stomp by Rollins to Animal on the apron. My God, what a match. Rosie whisper in the wind. That's gotta do it. Rollins and Rosie with the win here tonight over the Legion of Doom. They are ecstatic. The crowd can't believe it, but they are coming alive for Rollins and Rosie. What a performance against the legends, the Legion of Doom, in their debut on Desolation. This was also Rollins and Rosie's tag team debut on Desolation. My name is Dwight Schrute, and this is my first interview as a backstage interviewer. And I like to welcome my first guests to my very first backstage interview. My name's Dwight Schrute, and this is Chris Statler and Thunder Rosa. You wanted to talk to me, Stat? You know, last week I feel like we might have been able to win if it wasn't for you powerbombing a whole person at me. You looked at me right before you did it, Thunder Rosa. You think I'm an idiot? Oh, hold up, Chris. You were my partner last week. Do you think I'm an idiot that I would cost our team the match on purpose? Yeah, that doesn't seem very wise. No, it doesn't. But again, I witnessed with my eyes as you were powerbombing somebody not into the corner. Have you not heard of weight distribution? It doesn't always add up to, I'm gonna drop them right here. You're a professional wrestler. You're supposed to know where to drop people. Look, Chris, we can go back and forth all day. I'll just say I botched up. I apologize. It's not all good. You can apologize all day, but you need to explain to me why you powerbombed somebody into me. I didn't do it on purpose. Well, I don't believe you. I'm Dwight Schrute, and this has been my first interview. Wes Lee's here, but Wes Lee got destroyed by Andre the Giant. You see, his back's hurting. Is he competing here tonight? And he's pointing towards the curtain. Oh man, Zachary Wentz is here! Zachary Wentz of the Rascals making his Desolation debut.
My shadow knows my story.
Tommaso Ciampa making his debut. Looking to get in the $1 Million Foundation. Looking to impress Ted DiBiase here tonight. Very acclaimed wrestler. Zachary Wentz, Tommaso Ciampa, and Tommaso Ciampa with a clothesline taking Wentz down. Pulls him in, going for that double arm pile driver, but Zachary Wentz out onto the apron. Tommaso goes for the knee, but gets caught. Zachary crotches Tommaso on the rope, flips off his back, and a drop kick to Tommaso Ciampa. Out onto the apron, Zachary Wentz comes in, goes for the DDT. Tommaso throws him off, comes back into the ring, goes for a knee, but gets schoolboy by Zachary Wentz, and then tilt-a-whirl head scissors into the corner. Arm drag by Zachary Wentz, kip up off the back of Tommaso, code red. What a debut for the Rascal, but gets taken out by a running knee by Tommaso. 2, and Tommaso, he could have had it right there, but he pulls Zachary Wentz up. And he wants that spike pile driver, double arm pile driver, center of the ring. Tommaso Ciampa, Sting not even counting the 3 count. That's a knockout win for Tommaso Ciampa. And there's the man with the deep pockets, Ted DiBiase, congratulating Tommaso Ciampa. Dwight Schrute, and I am here with 2 Amazons. 2 just complete. But thank you, Dwight. That's enough. Yeah, Dwight. That was a great introduction. Me and Eve, we know our worth. We know after beating the legendary team of the Bellas, and after Eve's performance last week in that 6-man tag, she might not have got the win, but damn it, me and Eve have been impressing the crowd, and I think with more opportunities here on Desolation, me and Eve are going to go to the top. Evilise, I couldn't agree more. We need to tighten up, grind just a little bit harder, but I think my sister has a fair point. We can be a dominant force in this division. We definitely made an impact. I'm out here. Where are you going, Dwight, sweetie? You gals think you've made an impact in here? Get your hands off me, May. What do you want? What do I want? I don't trust you, May. Why not? Why wouldn't you trust me? Why wouldn't you trust me? Get her. Bludgeon Brothers style. Bludgeon Sisters? Yeah, we gotta think of a better name. For sure. But we are some mean bitches. Yeah, it's too Tekla. Yeah, kill that bitch. Yeah, y'all better run. Y'all okay? Yeah, I guess. We ran them off for you. Thanks. Following contest is a tag team match. Introducing first, the Queen, Charlotte Flair, and her tag team partner, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. And their opponents. First in the ring, Zeta Steele and her partner, Tennyson Doc. And here we go, Zeta still locking up with Ronda Rousey. Ronda throwing her down to the mat and grabs her by the waist and slams her down. Comes in with a knee, but Zeta still out of the way, picks her up by the waist. Ronda Rousey off the back, picking up Zeta still. And look, Tennyson Dock pulling her partner off Ronda Rousey onto the apron and then pushes her back, kicking Rousey in the face with her partner. Using her partner as a weapon here. I like that by Tennyson Dock. And then Zeta still able to push Ronda Rousey into the corner and get the tag. Tennyson Dock with a drop kick over her partner. Zeta still picking up Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey off the back. Tennyson Dock has got Ronda Rousey and throwing Ronda into her partner. And Zeta still with a Canadian Destroyer. And then Tennyson Dock with a big kick there. And now look at this pin by Tennyson Dock using all of her leverage, but Ronda Rousey able to roll through and big, heavy shots by the MMA legend Ronda Rousey. Now using her knee to pin down Tennyson. Charlotte coming in. Ronda Rousey takes Zeta still off the apron. And Charlotte Flair gets rolled through by Tennyson. Tennyson goes for the tag, but her partner's not there. And Charlotte coming in with a boot. Tennyson Dock, Charlotte Flair on the apron, and Charlotte Flair sends Tennyson Dock into her partner, Zeta still. And Tennyson Dock crawling, gets back into the ring. Charlotte Flair up to the second rope in the corner. And flying in neck breaker. Blockbuster style neck breaker by Charlotte Flair. Now picking Tennyson Dock up, suplex position, makes the tag to Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey with a cross body while Tennyson Dock was up in a suplex. Tennyson Dock, though, coming back with a back body drop. And her partner's there now. And Tennyson Dock makes the tag to Zeta Steel. Zeta Steel comes in. Hurricane Rana to Ronda Rousey. Hits the ropes. Big knee. What an impressive showing for this team we've never heard of before. And Ronda Rousey shuts her down there, sending her inside out, picking her up, slamming her across her knee. Tennyson Dock holds down the ropes as Ronda Rousey tries to hit the ropes, and she goes tumbling out. Charlotte Flair in, and Tennyson Dock goes for a crossbody but gets caught. Charlotte Flair, though, gets sit into Zeta Steel. Zeta Steel up on the shoulder of Charlotte Flair. And gets slammed into her partner. Zeta Steel gets slammed into Tennyson Dock in the corner. And now Charlotte Flair gets rammed into both of their competitors by Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey picking up Tennyson Dock, powerbombing her onto the apron and out of the ring. Ronda and Charlotte are done playing games now. And they are looking to dominate the rest of this match. Super kick, power slam, double power slam. Wow, what a double team showing. Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey stacking up Zeta Steel too, but her partner makes the save. Heavy shots to Charlotte Flair, forearms. Ronda Rousey coming in, tilt-a-whirl, head scissor, Tennyson Dock out of the ring. And Ronda Rousey crossbody out of the ring, taking out Tennyson Dock. And Charlotte Flair with the leg of Zeta Steel and looking to sink in the figure four. Straight into the figure eight. And that's it. Zeta Steel taps out. Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey win their debut match. On the main event tonight, a huge triple threat. Rhea Ripley versus Asuka versus Stephanie Vaquer. And here comes the new LZW Lightning Zone Wrestling World. and W lives. Wait a minute, Rosie! The Seekers of Justice are all here! Besides Molly Holly, but Rollins, Rosie, and the Hurricane making their way to the ring to confront the Great Muta. Muta, you stole something that belongs to my friend. No, he didn't steal anything. Although I believe you didn't earn that championship around your waist. You won it. You pinned me. So whatever happened last week, whatever else happened, it doesn't matter. But I want my title back, Muta. And you're going to give me a shot. Because I fought too long and too hard for that championship to have it taken away from me and the Seekers like that. So what do you say, Muta? We fight one more time. Wait a minute. Wait a second, is that Disciple? Disciple is here to back up the Great Muta. And Sting, he's gonna have to get in between these two teams. Still, what the hell? Sting just ripped off his referee shirt and revealed the NWO. Sting taking out the Seekers of Justice single-handedly while Muta and Disciple watch. No way. Disciple comes in, stomping down on Rollins. Neck breaker, no stomp by Sting, and Disciple throwing Seth Rollins into Hurricane in the corner, throwing Hurricane out of the ring. And Rosie gets back body dropped out of the ring. Muta high-fiving Disciple. The NWO is still alive, and they kick Rollins out of the ring. The NWO, Sting, the Great Muta, and Disciple have just taken over Desolation. What an iconic moment on Desolation as Sting rips off his shirt and takes out the Seekers of Justice. Back down to the ring, ladies and gentlemen, and Dominic Mysterio has a match here tonight. Dominic Mysterio. We haven't seen his better half in a while, Liv Morgan. And his opponent, the almighty Bobby Lashley. And here we go, Bobby Lashley shooting out of the corner, going to lock up with Dom, but Dom rolling out of the ring. Of course he would. And he comes back in, ducks underneath the clothesline of Bobby Lashley. Hurricane Run as the almighty Dominic drop kicking Bobby Lashley underneath the legs. And rolling up Lashley. Lashley picks him up and slams him onto the rope. He rushes in, Dominic Mysterio with a kick off of Lashley onto the apron, but Lashley bills him into the ring. But Dominic rolls him up. Goes for the kick. Lashley catches it. Picks up Dom and slams him down to the mat. Rushes into the corner. Dominic Mysterio gets the boot up. Goes for a spiral splash, but gets caught and fall away slammed by Bobby Lashley. Lashley heavy shots to Dom back into the corner. And Dom kicking the shin of Lashley into middle rope for the perfect position, but Lashley catches him off the Tiger feint kick and a running power slam. Lashley picking Dominic Mysterio back up straight off the mat, but Mysterio escapes, drop kicks him in the back, and 619 hits. Going to the top rope. Lashley meets him up and throws him off the top rope, but Mysterio lands another boot. Rolls up Lashley off the sunset flip, rolls him through. Mysterio gets caught. Back suplex by Lashley, throwing him into the ropes, but Mysterio staying in this, kicking the shin of Lashley again, going for a leg drop on the apron. Lashley able to avoid it and spears him off the apron. Fast-paced action here tonight between these two. Lashley sledge off the apron, escapes and kicks Lashley into our announce desk. Mysterio raining down on the Almighty. Kick to the back. Mysterio climb. Oh my God, Mysterio climbing all the way to the top. The top of the stage set. Cross body, but how strong is Lashley to catch Mysterio and fall away, slam him onto that steel. Lashley throwing Dominic Mysterio back into the ring, but Dominic Mysterio with a chop. Spin wheel kick taking down Lashley. Mysterio out onto the apron. And he kicks Lashley coming in. Mysterio frog splash to Bobby Lashley. And that could be it. The 2 count. Bobby Lashley able to kick out. Mysterio off the ropes, gets caught by Bobby Lashley belly to belly. And another belly to belly. He didn't like how far he threw him in the first one, so he picked him back up and hit a second one. And nails him with that spear. But he's not done. The spear will definitely end it, but the Dominator sending a message. Bobby Lashley gets the win over Dom Mysterio here tonight. Dominic Mysterio, an impressive showing for Dom. But Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, he's called that for a reason. Wait a minute. Randy Orton in, pulls Bobby Lashley off the apron. Our referee, ladies and gentlemen. Claudius telling Randy Orton to back off, but look, Ted DiBiase in to distract Claudius. Wait, Cedric Alexander not letting Randy Orton hit the punt kick. Cedric Alexander is here on Desolation. Bobby Lashley's former tag team mate. And look, I'm springboard Hurricane Rana taking out the Viper Randy Orton. And Legacy and Dom Mysterio retreat. Shelton Benjamin's injured. And it looks like Alexander is here to save the day.
White Shroot. And I'm joined here with the Exolator.
Last week, what happened on Desolation? It should never be like that. In a main event match,
there should be honor and respect. When Vader came out, he crushed that. Like he does. Got a preposition tonight for the Hurricane. Hurricane, I know you lost your world title last week. And honestly, it was bullshit. But I'm giving you a shot tonight for the APE World Championship. I've already talked to Billy Graham.
And Hurricane, I know you had to deal with the reformation of the NWO tonight.
But I'm giving you a shot next.
The APE, Alien Primate Entertainment World Heavyweight Champion, Exolator.
Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through!
And his opponent, he is the former LCW Lightning Zone Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, the Hurricane. And here we go, the Hurricane rushes in, goes for a kick to the X-Later. The X-Later with a drop kick to the Hurricane after moving out of the way. Going for that full Nelson backbreaker. Hurricane able to avoid it, but the X-Later pulls him back up, slams him down to his knee, goes for the Anaconda Vice, but the Hurricane rolls him up before the X-Later can go down for it. The Hurricane rolling him up. Nice pin by the Hurricane, bridging pin the X-Later out at 2. That was in tight. The Hurricane with a drop kick, and the Hurricane, you know, he's going to have desperation to get back to the world title scene. The X-Later on the apron, coming in with an arm drag. X-Later onto the other side of the ring on the apron. Slides in through the ropes, rolls the Hurricane up, rolls him through, drop kick. Rebounding off the rope. Look at that, grabbing the ankles of the Hurricane, and nasty submission there. The X-Later putting all of his weight, my God. Pulling his feet to his head. Pulling the Hurricane, trying to snap him in half. Pulling him out onto the apron. Got him up for suplex. The Hurricane knees to the head. Escapes back to the ring. Hurricane Rana, no, the X-Later slams him down onto the apron. Powerbomb. Reversing the Hurricane Rana, and Frostberry taking the Hurricane outside of the ring. The X-Later picks up the Hurricane. Full Nelson backbreaker into the stage props. That had to hurt. The X-Later up onto one of the stage props. Drop kick. Boot to the face. The X-Later coming in. Picks him up. Back suplex position. No, into a Blue Thunderbomb. Blue Thunderbomb on the outside. Field gold kick. It throws him into our announce disc. Hurricane up on our announce disc right in front of us. The X-Later catches him. The X-Later rushes up and meets him and arm drags him back onto those stage prop, kips up, and now the X-Later's up on our announce disc. The X-Later spiral splash and a kip up. How impressive was that? And a 450 stomp. The X-Later with a 450 stomp and throws him back into the ring. And a 450 springboard 450 by the X-Later. Spring off the middle ropes, but the Hurricane catches him. Sunset flipping him back to the center of the ring. Head scissor into the corner. The Hurricane in between the ropes and kicks the back of the head of the X-Later. Kicks the back of the head again on the apron. Up to the top rope, shooting star press by the Hurricane. The X-Later powers him up. Fall away slam. Hurricane lands on his feet. Super kick. Off the back of the X-Later. Springboard, but he comes back into a Pele kick by the X-Later. Calf kick. As the Hurricane up electric chair. Into a power bomb, but the Hurricane counters it. Hurricane Rana reversal. And the Hurricane coming in. Look at that. Grabs the arm of the X-Later and then kicks his legs out from under him and flips onto the mat. Spiral kick in the quarter, arm drag. What a match we are witnessing between the APE World Heavyweight Champion and the former LZW World Champion just up until last week. And a double drop salt. Chops by both men. The Hurricane, 2 super kicks and then a roundhouse black mass. The Hurricane out onto the apron. The X-Later sends him back into the ring. Almost gets tied up in the ropes. The X-Later over. Arm drag, but the Hurricane lands on his feet out onto the apron on the other side of the ring. Up to the top rope. The X-Later meets him up top. Reverse Spanish fly to the center of the ring. The Hurricane splatting off the mat, but he's able to get up and hit an enziguri. pick the escalator up in one fluid motion and slam him down reverse. Falcon Arrow face planting him down. Goes for a boot, but the escalator lightning octopus. The escalator's got it in the Hurricane quickly to the ropes. He knows the damage that can put in, and he got to the ropes immediately. The escalator chops to the back and sets the Hurricane up for the decapitator. The Hurricane off the back. He escapes, and he's got the escalator up for the Vertebreaker. Can he hit the Vertebreaker? Yes, he nails it. The Hurricane may be our new world champion. No. The escalator rolls out of the way of the pin, out onto the apron. The Hurricane trips the legs of the escalator and goes for a crossbody, but the escalator out of the way. The escalator fakes him out there. Nice fake out by the escalator. The Hurricane back in, and that was no fake out. Beautiful kick by the Hurricane. Springing up to the top rope and a massive crossbody. What height he got on that. The precision of the Hurricane is unmatched in a Tiger Bomb. And no, the escalator kicks out. Shot by the escalator and another one. And the escalator's got the arms of the Hurricane butterflied. And nice angel's wings by the escalator. Rolls through back onto the apron. The escalator goes for a springboard, but the Hurricane meets him. Spanish fly. We see one from the escalator, and the Hurricane says, I can do one even better, springing off the middle of the ropes. The escalator, bomb. Wow. The escalator drops salt, lands on his feet, rolls up the Hurricane. Only a 2, and the Hurricane picks the escalator up off the roll-up, sends him back. And a beautiful knee there, shining wizard knee. And he's got the escalator up for the Vertebreaker again. The escalator off the back. He escapes the Vertebreaker. And he trips up the legs of the Hurricane. Can the Hurricane fight off the Lightning Octopus? He went for a shot to the head, but the escalator, he's got the legs trapped. The Hurricane's in the Lightning Octopus. It's cinched in. The Hurricane could not last in it, and the escalator taps out the former LZW champion in the Lightning Octopus. And you love to see it, raising the hand of the Hurricane. He comes up short, but an epic encounter. It is main event time, and we have one hell of a triple threat coming up. The following contest is a triple threat. Introducing first, she is one half of the Mixed Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley. And her opponent first, Asuka. opponent, Stephanie Vacker. Stephanie Vacker's second match on Desolation. Her debut match
Against the
was
Queen, Charlotte Flair.
a huge success. She's going against two of the very top of the division.
And here we go, Stephanie going after Rhea Ripley, arm drag into Asuka. Asuka catches her, and Rhea Ripley pulling Stephanie Vacker and kicks the head of Asuka. Kicks Asuka into the ropes off the back of Stephanie Vacker and kicks Stephanie into Asuka. Wow, Rhea Ripley looking dominant in the early goings of this match. Throwing Stephanie through the ropes but gets rolled up by Asuka. And Stephanie gets kicked by Asuka. Asuka rolling up Rhea, but Ripley, too strong, throws her against the ropes and a knee by Rhea Ripley. Back suplex, slamming Asuka down to the mat. And Stephanie Vacker springing in and throwing Rhea Ripley onto Asuka, and then a kip up stomp. And Stephanie Vacker out onto the apron. Springboard drop kick into Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley back body dropping Asuka, and then picks up Stephanie Vacker. Stephanie Vacker escapes, drops down. Asuka trips up Rhea Ripley. Kick to the midsection of Stephanie, but Stephanie throws her off of her and comes in with a knee. And then crotches Asuka on the ropes, ducks underneath the clothesline of Rhea Ripley, and the back elbow underneath Rhea Ripley. Tries to roll her up, but Rhea Ripley has her on her back. And sunset flipping Rhea into Asuka. Stephanie Vacker spiral splash into Asuka and Rhea Ripley, sending them out of the ring. Rolls out of the ring as Asuka comes in. Off the apron, crossbody back in onto Asuka. Kick to the midsection, huge knee, and trips Asuka. Asuka kicking the shin of Stephanie Vacker, rolls through into the knee of Rhea Ripley. Rhea pulling Asuka out onto the apron and slams her down on the apron and drop kicks the back of her head to send her down out of the ring. Stephanie Vacker back splash onto Rhea Ripley on the apron, springs in knees, and then a kick to the head of Rhea Ripley and rolling her up. Julia Price, the referee, goes down for the pin, but a kick out by Rhea Ripley. And Stephanie with Rhea's leg behind her head in the Brock lock. And Asuka comes in with a super kick, kicking Stephanie Vacker in the head. That throws Rhea into the corner, kick to the head of Rhea. Picks her up, back suplex by Asuka. And a knee, basement knee by Asuka to Rhea Ripley. Stephanie Vacker comes in with a shot to Asuka. Kick to the gut. And launching herself over Asuka, but Asuka pulls her back onto her shoulder. Stephanie Vacker sends her back down to the mat, but Asuka with a kick to the head. Rolling back, kick to the head. Handstand, knees to the gut of Stephanie Vacker. And sends Stephanie into Rhea Ripley in the corner. Rushes in. The spin wheel kick, but Rhea Ripley and Stephanie move out of the way. Stephanie Vacker with a headbutt to Rhea Ripley. Picking up Asuka, flapjacking Asuka onto Rhea Ripley. Stephanie Vacker up the top, split leg moonsault to Rhea into a stomp. And then the moonsault onto Asuka off the stomp to Rhea Ripley. And pins Asuka, but Rhea there to break it up. Rhea throws Stephanie Vacker into the corner. And a spear and out onto the apron. Spearing Stephanie Vacker in the corner, and now picking her up. Back suplex from the top rope. And she nails it. Stephanie Vacker might have to get a chiropractic adjustment after that one. Asuka kicking Rhea Ripley out of the way, and she's going to steal it.
Stephanie kicks out at 2. Stephanie crucifix pin to Asuka. Asuka rolls through. Stephanie picking Asuka up. Powerbomb. And an alley-oop into the corner. And then a spiral kick to the back of the head of Asuka. Stephanie up to the top rope. Rhea Ripley back in. And Rhea Ripley, German suplex. And she holds on. Stephanie German suplex off the top rope. Asuka comes in with a knee and trips Rhea Ripley. Goes for the Shining Wizard to the back of the head. Rhea Ripley ducks it. And Rhea Ripley riptide to the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, and the 2. But Stephanie Vaquer there to break it up. Rolls through with Rhea Ripley. Hoists her up and slams her onto the top turnbuckle. And climbing up with Rhea Ripley. Suplex. Falcon Arrow. Falcon Arrow off the middle. Rope in the corner, climbs back up, but Asuka with a huge kick. Rushing in with that kick off the second rope, crossbody. Rhea Ripley catches her, fall away slam. Asuka lands on her feet. And a drop kick, shotgun drop kick. Rhea Ripley into the corner, Stephanie Vaquer up to the top. And Stephanie Vaquer with the spiral tap to both Rhea Ripley and Asuka, and that could be it. Asuka breaking it up as Stephanie was pinning Rhea Ripley. Asuka got hit with that spiral tap as well. And she's moving slowly now. Stephanie Vaquer goes for the swinging neck breaker, but Asuka shuts her down, slams her down to the mat, and Asuka's got the Asuka lock in center of the ring. Rhea Ripley though. Rhea Ripley there. Oh my god. Double rip tie to both in the center of the ring. And somehow Asuka and Stephanie able to counter. No, just Asuka's pinned both of them and they both kick out. What a reversal by Asuka. All that weight came down on Asuka and somehow she was still able to get up. Pure adrenaline. Rhea Ripley now getting reversed by Stephanie Vaquer. Sunset flip. Stephanie pops back up to Hurricane Rana Rhea, but Rhea Ripley powerbomb Stephanie back down. Arm drag by Asuka, sending Rhea Ripley out of the ring. Asuka stalking Stephanie Vaquer. Black Mass nails it. And Asuka's gonna steal it. Stephanie kicks out, but Asuka grabs her arm off the kick out. And Asuka lock synced in center of the ring. Stephanie tried to grab the rope, but Asuka rolls through with her. Referee Julia Price right there. And Stephanie's out. She's out. Rhea Ripley comes in to save it, but Julia Price rings the bell, and Asuka with the win here tonight.
Here's your winner of the main event here on Desolation. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you next week for episode 19, one show away from the 20th episode anniversary of Desolation. Thanks everyone and good night.